Hey everyone, today we're diving deep into the timeless wisdom of Antoine de Saint-Exupéry's classic, The Little Prince. Now, this isn't just some children's story. It's a profound journey into what it means to truly see the world.
So, I want you to take a look at this image. Just take a second. What do you see? Your answer, believe it or not, says a lot about you, and it's the very first test the book throws our way.
If you said it's a hat, well, you're not alone. That's what all the grown-ups in the story saw, a simple, ordinary, everyday object. It's logical, practical, and, well, kind of boring.
But the truth, as our narrator knows, is something else entirely. It's a boa constrictor digesting an elephant. Right away, this one image sets up the book's central theme. What is essential is invisible to the eye.
So today, we're going to journey through 4 key ideas from the book. We'll start with that clash between the adult and child's perspective, then we'll witness a request that changes everything, learn about the discipline it takes to protect our inner worlds, and finally, discover what really, truly matters. Let's kick things off with that first big conflict. The book draws a really clear line in the sand between 2 ways of experiencing reality.
Our narrator, a pilot, tells us that he once wanted to be an artist. But after he showed his masterpiece, the boa constrictor, and had it dismissed as a hat, he was told to focus on serious subjects like geography and grammar. He gave up, convinced grown-ups just couldn't understand.
And this illustrates the difference so brilliantly. Grown-ups, he says, are obsessed with figures. They ask about age and weight and salary, thinking those numbers define a person. But they miss the essential questions, the ones about passions and joys and character. You know, they understand a house by its price tag, not by the geraniums in the windows. For years, the pilot lives this pretty lonely life, never really able to connect with other adults. But when his plane crashes in the Sahara Desert, one encounter is about to change his entire perspective.
So, picture this. He's stranded, facing a life-or-death situation, and he's woken up by this small, serious voice. Standing before him is this extraordinary little boy, who doesn't look lost or thirsty or scared at all.
And his first request is just completely baffling. He doesn't ask for water, not for help, but for a drawing, a creative demand in the face of mortal danger. It's so absurd that the pilot has no choice but to go along with it.
The thing is, the narrator is, well, he's a little out of practice. His first attempt is deemed too sickly. His next drawing isn't a lamb at all, it's a ram, it's got horns. The little prince is very particular. He knows exactly what he wants.
Losing his patience and eager to get back to fixing his engine, the pilot just scribbles a simple crate. He tells the boy, "This is the box, the sheep you want is inside." It's kind of a cop-out, a grown-up solution. But to the pilot's absolute amazement, the little prince's face just lights up with joy. His imagination could see the perfect sheep inside that box, one that wasn't too old or too sick. The boy could see what was essential, not just what was on the page.
As the narrator gets to know the little prince, he learns about where he's from and the serious responsibilities that come with it. His home is this tiny planet, so small you can watch the sunset 43 times in one day just by moving your chair. It's an intimate world that he has to care for personally. And hey, just to satisfy the grown-ups, we can give it a name. Asteroid B612, a number that makes his home real in their eyes, even if it doesn't capture what his home is really all about. Now, on this small planet, there's a constant threat. The soil is infested with the seeds of baobab trees. And these aren't just plants. They're a powerful metaphor for the darker parts of ourselves, the little procrastinations, unchecked anxieties, the bad habits we ignore. They're the small problems that, if left untended, can grow to catastrophic size and tear our inner world apart. So the little prince has this strict routine. Every single morning, after he tidies himself up, he must also clean his planet. This means diligently pulling up every single baobab sprout the moment he can tell it apart from a rose bush. And he really stresses how vital this is. It's not a chore you can put off. With baobabs, he says, delay is always fatal. It's a powerful lesson on the importance of dealing with our internal problems before they take root and shatter our world.
This brings us to the emotional heart of the story, where the pilot finally understands the difference between the serious matters of adults and what is truly cosmically important.
The pilot is busy, he's covered in grease, trying to fix his engine, he's facing thirst and the very real possibility of death. These are serious matters. But the little prince is worried about something completely different. that his new sheep might eat his beloved flower, a flower with 4 little thorns for protection.
When the pilot dismisses his concerns, the little prince bursts out with this beautiful, heartbreaking explanation. He says, if you love a flower that is unique among all the stars, then just looking at the sky is enough to bring you joy, because you know your flower is up there, somewhere.
And then comes the devastating conclusion. If that sheep eats the flower, it's as if all the stars were suddenly put out. In that moment, the pilot realizes his engine, his thirst, his survival, none of it is more important than comforting this little boy. Love for a unique being is the most serious matter in the universe.
And so, this incredible story leaves us with a question to carry with us. As you go about your day, dealing with your own serious matters, take a moment to ask yourself, what are the destructive baobabs you've been ignoring? And more importantly, what is that one unique flower that makes all of your stars shine?